Ray, and here are the reels today for September 2024. The biggest problem in the world today, greed. It's our ultimate deal with the devil. Yes, the deal with evil, including allowing people to push bad substance and chemicals on us, even when in the long run, they'll kill us. All for the sake of making money.
Companies as smoking went down actually started buying Nabisco and Kraft and shifting their scientists over. The key thing that the food companies know is that ultra-processed food, which is now up to 70% of our diet, is a science experiment. They're hijacking our evolutionary biology and they're making the food addictive. And working for the food companies, the first part of the devil bargain is making that food normalized. So we paid the USDA advisors 95% of the folks that make our nutrition guidelines are directly paid for by food companies. That means the USDA recommends added sugar for 2-year-olds. They say up to 10% of a 2-year-old's diet should be added sugar. We pay the lawmakers themselves. We pay the regulatory agencies. Literally, the American Diabetes Association sets the standard of care for diabetes, accepts money from Coca-Cola. So we normalize this addiction crisis. When you do a brain scan of a person eating ultra-processed food, it fits all the criteria for addiction, and we've gotten people addicted.
Nestle is a multinational, multi-trillion-dollar institution that owns dozens and dozens of other companies. They are very well in control of things. So Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, things like that. It's basically those three. They just run the food industry, right? Yeah. And there's a huge markup on plant-based foods and like sugar and things like that. And sugar's addictive. Fructose is the sweet part of sugar, sweetest part of sugar. That gives a dopamine hit to the addiction centers of your brain, just like cocaine, heroin, and meth. Yeah. And there are MRI studies showing that fructose kills the same areas of your brain as meth to the same extent as meth.
Whoa.
All right. So this is a drug and they're putting this in. This is the opium trade at the moment.
American bread is not allowed in Europe because it's not legally classified as bread. The question is, who is to blame here? Is it the company or is it the government? I'd say it's America's insane lobbying. It's a legalized form of corruption. But that's where I'm a bigger fan of European policy. For example, in Estonia, 51% of the country is forested. Everything grown here is certified organic. All of this is law. I hate to break it to you, but if you live in the United States and you buy bread, it's not bread. It's a commercial, weird product that here in Europe, we cannot even consider food, and that's what you're putting in your body.
88% of Americans are metabolically unhealthy. 10 companies control almost all of the industrial food we eat. 70% of our crops are genetically modified. 4 meat packers control 80% of the meat we consume. They undercharge the rancher and overcharge you. A majority of doctors are legal drug dealers that overprescribe medication rather than getting to the root cause of an illness. Pharmaceutical companies control our seed supply, aka our food supply. We broke the backs of our small farmers and incentivized commercial farming. We demonize saturated fat, which we've eaten for thousands of years, and replace it with processed grains and sugars. The average American eats 130 pounds of sugar a year. We replace natural cooking fats with industrial vegetable oils made in a factory. We're told that fake plant commodities like Beyond Meat are a healthier source than pure animal protein. And lastly, you've probably never met the one person who's actually incentivized to provide you with the best quality food possible, your local farmer.
Number one toxin that people should avoid to maximize their longevity, what is it? Is sugar. And I don't mean just the table sugar, but also all of the forms of sugars that we get. Carbohydrates are sugar, so white flour, white bread, white rice, and they make your blood sugar just skyrocket and then crash. You gain weight and it compromises every aspect of your physiology. Without exception, you need to find out what's my insulin sensitivity. The more sensitive your body is to insulin, the less insulin you need. That's your starting point. Then you clean up your diet. You have less sugar, less flour products, more fruits and vegetables, and your belt will come a notch tighter because you're losing that midsection. That's a great first step in enhancing your longevity and the quality of life in your...
Oops, my bad. That's what these companies do. Have you never noticed the pattern? They all do it. It's no different than cigarettes or asbestos. It's always, oops, my bad. And one day, the medical monopoly will have to do the same thing. And you'll continue to go around and round like a lab rat.
Thanks for watching. I'm Ray, and those are the reels today. See you next time.